Hello, everybody. My name is Hannah Sutherland, and this is my presentation on interview with a substance use professional. The woman that I interviewed's name is Katie Carsano, and she has an MSW, LCSW, and an LSUDC from the University of Utah. And this is her bio that I found on the website where she works, the Balance House. And it says, Katie received her bachelor's and master's degrees in social work at the University of Utah. She has more than 8 years of experience working with some of the most difficult populations, including combat veterans, inmates at the Utah State Prison, and chronically homeless individuals. She is EMDR certified, has intimate knowledge of personality disorders, and specializes in substance abuse. Katie worked as a part-time clinician for 2 years at the Block Outpatient and is now the clinical director. She believes strongly in using evidence-based practices and trauma-informed care and has integrated her trauma training into our program, as well as her knowledge of codependency, family systems, and the 12 steps. Something I really thought was neat about Katie was that she said that when she began as clinical director, she transitioned their whole program into being evidence-based and trauma-informed. So she's very knowledgeable. And this is a video I found on the Balance House website. I think we'll enjoy.
The common denominator for all of our clients, as far as Balance House is concerned, is that they are capable.
You know, we have this idea that you're not as broken as you think you are. We believe in not only who you are and what you believe, but we believe more importantly in what and who you're going to be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years down the road. And that's a pretty amazing person.
And one of the opportunities was to start working in this field. And something just clicked that I appreciated the people that helped me so much that I wanted to give back. And I've been able to do that for the last 6 years now. And it's been a pretty special job.
We opened up January 10th, 2012, and with 10 beds. And almost 6 years later, we have 5 houses and 41 beds between the two properties.
You know, really leading by example and what it looks like to be a person that has gone through what they're going through, but also giving them a little bit of hope too, and loving them.
Robbie and Tony and I and Katie, we've all talked about it, is how much empathy we have for parents. Because we know the client side very well. We know what it is to burn bridges down because you don't know how to stop. We didn't know at the time what it does to families. And so it's been very eye-opening, and we really care about helping families heal together.
But the philosophy behind the basic requirements that we ask of guys is 2 things. One is the consistency that would translate into the rest of their lives. And the second is to keep a promise. By coming into Balance House, they're giving us their word that they're going to do these basic things. And we understand that it's hard to achieve long-term sobriety if you can't keep a promise.
Structure of Balance House is done a little differently than everybody else. We are not going to pretend like you owe us to earn our trust. We're going to give you trust up front and see what you do with it.
What Balance House focuses on really early is getting people socially stable. A good treatment center will get them medically stable, and we start to get them emotionally stable.
What our level of care does is it really is the physical therapy piece, you know, where we're going to start moving those muscles and applying what we can into the real world.
Balance House is in the business of helping people recreate themselves.
So we built a community within a community, evidenced by the fact that we're going to have 200 people show up to our alumni dinner this year. We're going to pass out another 60 Letterman jackets for people who have a year or sober since the last alumni dinner.
So our alumni, when they leave, they always come back. It's amazing to watch them from day one of Balance House up until the end.
Living witnesses, they're like a testament to the fact that we're not that broken. We have alumni starting their own company. We have alumni getting advanced degrees at universities. We have alumni starting nonprofits and running nonprofits and growing nonprofits.
Our programming, if you want to call it that, we are very, very structured, but we're doing it in a different way because we believe in the genius of our clients. You know, we believe in the fact that you are able to do whatever you want to do as long as you take certain steps predicated on a simple process.
Right, and I just thought that was a really great description of the agency in their own words. Like they said, they have 5 locations. One is in Concord Heights. There's another in West Jordan. So 4 are for men, and 1 is a women's sober living house. They also have transitional apartments and an IOP treatment program. Yes, I just really like that video. The mission of their agency is to push our clients to build lives full of dignity, respect, and passion. And I asked Katie, how does this correspond with your own vision of recovery? And she said, I truly believe in letting people love us when we can't love ourselves. We surround them with people that build them up, bring them back to life, and teach them that they really can have normal, happy lives with real relationships. The population the Balance House serves, there's 4 men's sober living houses, 1 women's transitional apartments, and an IOP program again. Only requirement is that individuals are 18 or older, primarily young adults, ages 18 to 35, but they also have 2 50-year-old women in the house now, primarily Caucasian, but they did, Katie told me that there are a few Asian Americans and African Americans in their programs, and they are typically higher functioning individuals. So opposed to someone like, she was comparing that to her experience with like people in security prison or chronically homeless or combat veterans, like sort of that. Responsibilities for Katie within the agency, she runs the entire clinical team. So she's the director. She runs therapy groups, does assessments and intakes, facilitates individual and family therapy, provides clinical supervision, does trainings for staff, and deals with crisis and emergencies. Views on ethical behaviors. Katie told me that she's a member of the Doppel board, so she's come to learn a lot about what is right or what is okay and what is not okay, just in that experience. She did disclose that she's in recovery herself, and she said that that can be of benefit when it benefits the client. But she mentioned that if you over disclose, then there's something going on with you that isn't beneficial to the client. She emphasized the importance of clinical supervision, and she said that she has strong boundaries, almost to a fault. Like, she really likes to keep her work and her personal life like pretty compartmentalized. She emphasized self-care as a way of maintaining those boundaries and reducing burnout. She said that looks like asking for help, guidance from your peers, and taking your vacations, which I really like that she said that. A lot of clients are really cool people, and you have to remember you're their therapist and not their friend, because she had mentioned that a lot of people, like they had similar friends, or they knew people in the same circles, and they were around her age and were also like really great people, but you have to make sure that you aren't creating those dual relationships. Pay scale at the Balance House and opportunities for advancement. Katie told me that she makes $85,000 a year as clinical director, and was very proud to emphasize that it is her experience, training, double licensure, and hard work, which I really found empowering. She mentioned that regular fully licensed clinicians make about $55,000 a year. Unless she were to become an owner at Balance House, she's at the highest level for her. And then she told me that when she started in the field in 2011, she was making $12 an hour. So she's really worked her way up. I asked her about her job satisfaction, and she said she loves her job and has an undying passion for the field. And she said that this is what she was meant to do. The majority of her career was spent working at nonprofits and government agencies. So working at the Balance House with a higher functioning population has been incredible for her. And when I asked her the question, do you feel like you're fulfilling your own why? She said, yes, I want to help people that have a treatable disease and show them what living a healthy life is like. Personally, I was really impressed by Katie and the agency. There's a few other videos, stories like they had the Hearty Foods and like Fit to Recover, which were their alumni they were talking about. And I watched those, and it was really powerful to see that. It's clear that they have a passion and care for this work, and that they're really just trying to empower their clients to love themselves and be better. And I really liked that. Finding someone to interview and prodding them with questions was intimidating, but I was really glad that it all worked out, and I was really glad that I found Katie. She said it was fun to answer some of my questions, especially those which reflected her past experience or how she's grown. I was really impressed and inspired by her devotion to her career and her constant search for knowledge. She was saying that she's always like trying to keep up with what's new, what's current, what's the most evidence-based, or what's showing good things for different populations, and that she's always doing her CEUs and reading articles, and she's just very invested, and that's obvious. And then I asked her what she would tell her past student self, and she said she wished she would have told her past self to chill out, and that you don't have to be perfect, and that 95% of what she learned came from her practicum, so you really have to learn by doing. I feel like the relevance to substance use and social work is pretty obvious. The Balance House and Katie Carsano are, I think, highly committed to endorsing both of those professions and empowering people. I was impressed by the evidence of grassroots connections, like we heard in that video, that like a lot of the executive directors and leaders of the Balance House, including Katie, are in recovery themselves or have been there or have loved ones. And so I think that just is a testament to how motivated people who are in recovery can be, and how they can live incredibly successful and empowered lives. I also appreciated the emphasis on knowledge and expertise, and that is it. Thanks for watching.